Hey everyone, welcome to my video on cluster health monitoring. We have a new dashboard that was introduced in 7.3 for Cisco firewalls for cluster health monitoring. And this makes your life very easy when you have to monitor your cluster. So you don't really have to run all those CLI commands to dig into any issue you face in your cluster deployment now. And this is how your dashboard looks like. So we have a 3100 4-node cluster in here. So this is available under Health Monitor, and then you select your cluster. So we have different tabs: this Overview, Load Distribution, CCL, and Performance Dashboard. So under the Overview tab, you can view the cluster topology. So the one in blue shade is your control node, the rest are your data nodes. So if you hover your mouse on any of these nodes, you can see the type of the node, the health status, as well as all the health alerts for that particular device. And if a particular node is in disabled state, you would see it with the disabled icon on top of the device. Below this, you have your cluster overall performance. So we have CPU, memory, input, output rate, active connections, and NAT translations. So when it comes to CPU, you can view the average CPU as well as minimum and maximum for this particular duration that I've selected in here, which is last 2 weeks. So below this, you would view it in a graphical format, the same statistics. Now over here, I have an icon for deployment details. So if I select this, I can view the number of deployments that have been done in the last 2 weeks. And over here, I would see the timestamp of each of these deployments. So if I click on this icon in here, it would show me all the deployed policy. In this case, it's just interface policy. So let me click on this. I would see that, the policies that are deployed are access control, intrusion, as well as network analysis policy. So over here, in case there are any CPU spike or memory spike, you can click on deployments and you can know if any deployment change was done just before the spike and know if that was the cause for the spike. Moving to the next tab, load distribution. So over here, you would see connections per second and packets per second for different devices in here individually. And below this, you would see the statistics again node-wise. So let me change this to a timestamp to show you a particular scenario. So let me go to fixed time range. So here you'd see that 2 nodes have no packets per second at all. But yeah, there are some connections per second. These could be the stale connections. But you see that most of the traffic is going on only 2 of the nodes. So this shows a traffic imbalance in your cluster deployment, which could be an issue on the peer switch side. And using this particular graphical representation, it can easily be figured out. So over here, you would see how many connections you had for this particular time duration that I've selected in here, and different NAT translations as well as data throughput. So using this particular graphical representation, you can know if, there was any spike in traffic for one particular node, or if, there was any deployment for one particular node, and you would know if, the configuration change or spike in traffic caused a particular reload or snot crash. So moving to the next tab, CCL. So here you can see your CCL input rate and CCL output rate. So I've selected all members, which is there by default. You can also select it for different devices, say TPK3 for TPK3 for your input rate as well as your output rate. Next is the performance dashboard. So here again you have different graphical representation for CPU, memory, interface, as well as connections. So this is again, color coded for different nodes. You can also choose one of the nodes if you would like it here. Now, each of these tabs can also be edited. So if I edit in here, I can add a new metric. Say I want to add disk, and I can select the metrics, total, and say used, and then click on update. So I have this new tab added in here with total and used for the timestamp which is selected. So let me change this back to say 2 weeks. And I would see the graphical representation for different devices. I can also add a new dashboard. So say I want to add a dashboard interface. Let me select the metric group interface here, and the metrics, say I'm going to look at the errors. So draw packets, FCS errors, and add dashboard. So I would see this for different devices again, color coded. I can also choose one of the nodes and look at the graph. This comes to the end of my video on cluster health monitoring. I would want each one of you having a cluster deployed in your environment to make use of this particular dashboard, and thanks for watching.